Hey everybody, welcome to episode 79 of the Metal Detecting Show podcast. My name is Kieran and I have been metal detecting now for nearly 30 years. This week I want to chat to you about hobby burnout and give you a few ideas to help you counteract that burn. Hey everyone, before we start, I want to thank you for listening to the podcast and I hope you enjoyed the episode this week. If you want to support the show, there are many options available in the links in the episode notes below. And if you want to interact with me and the show, that information is in there too. But most importantly, if you like this content, please don't hesitate to tell your friends and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode. I hope you had a great week out hunting for trash or treasure. I have been sick in with a viral infection, nothing too serious, but enough for me to leave the dishes till later, but not too serious for me to not want to go detecting. Figure that one out. Anyways, probably prompted by the week I've had, I want to talk about burnout, but more specifically, hobby burnout, and believe me, it's a real thing. So what's burnout? Well, traditionally, it's classified as the feeling of extreme physical and emotional exhaustion, but the symptoms are of having feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion, increased mental distance from one's job or career, or reduced professional productivity. As you can tell from the definition, it is very much a condition associated with work or your career, but it has now been recognized as having impact on people's personal lives and can manifest with one's attitude to their hobby, and metal detecting is no different. I would postulate that hobby burnout may be the number one reason why people give up the hobby we have. So, have you lost a passion for the hobby? Is it a slog to get out on the hunt, or are you cutting short your hunts? You may be suffering from hobby burnout. Other signs that you may be suffering from hobby burnout are you looking at your peers or others, seeing what they're finding, and resenting the fact that you are not finding the same level of finds? Are you chasing technology, thinking that if you had the latest and greatest detector that you would be able to match these finds? When people are asked about burnout, they always cite that they have this huge body of work they can't seem to get finished, and that seems to keep getting bigger. The advice that is given to these people is to pick one thing, something that you enjoy, and finish it so you have the warm fuzzies of completion. Unfortunately, metal detecting doesn't have a finish line, but it may have some things that are building up that need to be sorted out. I know for me, I'm a disaster for cleaning finds. I could have King Arthur's crown in a bucket in my shed waiting for me to get to it to clean it. I don't get to it because I don't enjoy cleaning or restoring finds. I love the hunting, but I have this hanging over me as a job to be done. See what I did there? I said job, and that's the key here. You may be feeling the effects of hobby burnout if it starts to feel like a job to be done. You may find that life gets in the way. Sometimes you just can't get out. Maybe your job has changed and you need to adjust your routine, meaning you're not going to get out as much, or maybe your family situation changed with the same results. You just can't get out. And if you're like me, not getting out can stress you out. I also know I'm in a unique situation. My primary hobby is metal detecting, but I also put out a podcast every week. And I have to admit, sometimes that feels like a job that takes me away from doing the thing I love most, which is the hunt. And because I'm creating content, I can't help but compare my stats every week to the top guys. Now, don't get me wrong, we are number 3 globally for metal detecting and in the top 5% of all podcasts globally. But being a competitive soul, sometimes I look at the number 3 and go, how can I get to number 1? And doing that too often can kill your passion, and metal detecting is no different. Comparing yourself to others who post glamorized impressions of what they found and comparing yourself to this is crazy. A picture does paint 1,000 words, however, it doesn't capture the thousands of hours that went in to find that gold coin. Stick it in a grass stalk, which seems to be the trend these days, take a great shot of it and then promote it and post it online. That's just the shine and all the shit they had to wade through to get to that find. Content doesn't equal quality, so don't measure yourself against online content. That's there for your entertainment, and that is why I don't do many YouTube videos. I couldn't spend all that time looking for great finds to post regularly, especially in Ireland. That would become a job for me. So there are many reasons we get burnout in the hobby, with the following being the most obvious to me. Expectation, like I said, comparing yourself to others and not having the same results. Pressure, putting yourself under pressure to get out every week to meet an unspoken expectation. Patience, lack of patience for results or getting over that learning curve. Technology, chasing a technology edge because of all the previous points in the hope of a quick win. But this episode is not all doom and gloom. With me preaching from my pulpit here, there is hope. Try to remember why you got into the hobby in the first place. What inspired you to get into this great hobby? It could have been some great content online, or a book you read, or something you found while walking. But what was it about that book, that content, or that find? Try to distill the why to why you got into the hobby. If you do feel burnout from the hobby, here's a few tips to get you over that hump. If you do feel burnt out from the hobby, here's a few tips to get you over that hump. Reset, take a break. No one is cracking a whip telling you need to get out this week. Take a few weeks off and come back refreshed and enthusiastic. Spend some time appreciating someone else's find. Go to a museum or even an antique store to look at the small section. I guarantee you, after that, you will want to go out. Talk about it. This is the reason I do the podcast. I love talking about metal detecting. It's awesome, especially if I can't get out. I just talk to you guys. Teach the kids to detect. Build the next generation of detectorists, or take a newbie under your wing. It won't take long for a kid's enthusiasm to rub off on you and bring back a memory to why you got into the hobby in the first place. Patience. This is a hobby of patience. You don't have clear wins or a list of jobs to do. It's really about the journey, not the destination. If you can accept that you're not going to find gold or silver every week, you can start to enjoy the hobby for differing reasons, like the headspace, the exercise, the research, the stories of the ridiculously bad finds. I have dined out on my digging a diaper story so many times. And finally, remember, this is a hobby for life. It's not a job. No one is telling you to get out there every week. So take the time to enjoy each and every step along this great journey you're on. And when you have momentum, protect it. Don't force it and enjoy the inspiration. And remember why you got into this in the first place. That's it for this week. I hope you like this episode of the Metal Detecting Show podcast. Check out our website, www.themetaldetectingshow.com, for this episode's show notes. Check out our Patreon page if you want to help the podcast stay alive or just want to buy me a coffee. If you want to buy me a coffee, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/metaldetecting. Also, if you would like to leave me a voicemail, please do so on speakpipe.com/The Metal Detecting Show. The link will be in the show notes. If you feel like taking your appreciation to the next level, feel free to leave me a positive review on any podcast directory of your choice. If you like this content and would like more, please don't hesitate to tell your friends, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Once again, I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we will chat to you all again next week. Get out there, eyes down, good luck and happy hunting.